Today we look at the schedule. This is what you have planned for the next 3 weeks, right? We started yesterday, and we will cover chapter 6 of our textbook, Radical Equations. At the end, on March 12th, we're going to have the last tests of the third quarter. Remember this 3 weeks is also a good chance to complete, to catch up any missing assignments, because we have to finish and to wrap the third quarter before the tests. And after the spring break, you're going to have a brand new quarter. It's the last quarter of the year, the last path to your graduation. Okay, any questions about our plans? So we're working on radical equations, and yesterday we worked on the definition of square roots. There are a few tricky situations when you talk about square roots, and one is this. Check this out. Find the square roots. And I think it's better, instead of find, I like to say simplify. Simplify. Because the square roots, they are here. You don't need to find. They are here. I'm showing the square roots to you. You don't need to find them. You just need to simplify what you see in the screen. Simplify. And one situation, we have negative square root of 16. The negative sign is outside the square root. Another situation, we have the square root of negative 36. How would you simplify? The first one, negative square root of 16. How would you simplify, if you can, the next one, the second one, square root of negative 36. Send me your messages. I want to... So this is one tricky thing about the position of the sign. If you have the sign outside, you find the solution, negative 4. If you have the sign inside the square root, the answer is no solution. We're not going to have a real number as a solution for this. This is one of the tricky things, the small detail, the position of the negative sign. Another tricky thing, let's check on the next slides. If you ask it, what are the square roots of 25? Again, we're not asking what is the simplification of this. No. We are asking what are the square roots of 25. That means you have to find all the square roots. And when you're talking about 25, we can find one square root. 5 squared is 5 times 5 is 25. And you can find another square root. Negative 5 squared is equals negative 5 times negative 5. Negative with negative positive. 5 times 5, 25. And 25, we're going to have two square roots. 5 and negative 5. Okay? We can even write like this. Square root of 25 or negative square root of 25. Those are also answers. You just need to simplify, and you're going to find 5 or negative 5. Okay? That is the review about yesterday. And let's start a new topic. It's about definition of an nth root. And what is this? Yesterday I was confused when I was trying to prepare the class. What is this? Nth root. NTH. What is this? It's like writing something like this. Okay? You have fifth, you have sixth, and then you can have nth. That means any number here, any number. Okay? That's what means nth. Is any number. Now you're going to have not only 2 as a square root, but you can have 3, 4, 5, 6. We will work right now with positive integers. Any positive integer. Okay? Or even 0. Any non-negative integers. Alright? So that is what means nth. Definition of nth root. b is an nth root of a if b exponent n equals a. Examples, and there's one example here, 2 exponent 4 equals 16. Yes, so the nth root of 16, or fourth root of 16 equals 2, right? And we can now work with any numbers, any number, any non-negative numbers. That means 0 and positive numbers. Okay? Let's check a few examples. Simplify the expressions if possible. And the first one, a square root of 4. So a square root of 4. Well, you know, when I have a square root, there's an index 2 here that is hidden, right? We can write this index just to make sure we understand. Write the index 2. And 4 we can write as 2 what? 2 squared. Okay? That means if you look at the definition, the answer is equals to 2. Right? Now let's try letter B. And this is okay because we have seen yesterday square root, but now we're going to work with cube root. Cube root of 64. What is cube root of 64? We need to find a number that submitted to exponent 3 or cube equals to 64. You can use your calculator. You can get some help with your calculator. And let's try a few numbers. We can try 3, maybe 3? I'm not sure, but let's try 3. No, 3 is 27, not 3. Maybe 4. Let's try 4. Exponent 3 equals, yes, 4. 4 is a good number. 4 exponent 3 is equals 64. Four cubed, and that means the answer is equals to 4. Right? Now, very interesting and different situation from yesterday. Let us see, check this out. We have a different situation. Now we have fifth root of negative 32. We have a negative number. Can we have the fifth root of a negative number? Is this no solution? Or maybe we can find the fifth root of a negative number? Well, we need to find a number, exponent 5 equals to negative 32. If we try 2 exponent 5, 2 is 32. Maybe we can try negative 2. So 2 negative 2 2 negative exponent 5 to the power of 5. Yes, negative 2. Yes, negative 2 exponent 5 equals negative 32. That means we can have a negative number, the fifth root of a negative number, and here is fifth root of negative 2 exponent 5, which is equals to negative 2. Questions? See, this is the big difference between today and yesterday. Now, for some kind of nth roots, we can have a result for a negative number, but only if the n is an odd number. See? Only if n is an odd number. 5 is an odd number, so we can have a negative number inside the root, and we can find an answer. Right? This is one situation. Let's check another. And sometimes we have a variable. We don't know. We don't have a number inside the square root. We have an expression just like this. See? How to solve it if it's a variable, and you're going to apply this rule here. Check this out. If n is a positive odd integer, okay, if it's odd, you're just going to cancel out, and let me write here, n, a n, cancel out n, and the answer is a. Okay? As long as n is a positive odd. Now let's say n is a positive even. If n is even, what you're gonna do? N, a, n. You can cancel out, but you're gonna make sure that the result is going to be a non-negative number. So you cannot have a negative number here. So you're gonna use this, the absolute value of a. Okay? Those are the two situations. If n is even, is this. If n is odd, you have that. Okay? Odd and even. Hello, Kiwan. Good morning. And let's check a few examples. Let's say letter A. Fourth root of negative 3 exponent 4. Question. Is 4 even or odd? 4 is even or odd? 4 is even, right? 4 is even. So the answer is absolute value of negative 3. The answer equals to 3. When the exponent and the index are even, you're going to remove the sign. And the answer is going to be, in this case, 3. In this situation here, equals to 3. Now check the other one, letter B. Fifth root, negative 3, exponent 5. Okay? What about now? Is 5. 5 is even or odd? Odd. That means the answer is just negative 3. That is the answer. That's simple. You just cancel out 5 with 5, and the answer is negative 3. Okay? Now, if you have an expression like letter C, now we have C square root of x plus 2 squared. And remember, square root, we have a 2 as an index. Is 2 is an odd or an even? What do you think? 2 is odd or even? 2 is even, right? That means the answer is absolute value of x plus 2. Since we cannot, we don't know if x plus 2 is positive or is negative, we don't know because it is an expression with a variable, we just keep the answer like that. We cannot simplify any further. This is going to be the answer. Any questions? What do you think? Is this confusing? Is this tricky? Is too hard? You just have to check, you have to analyze and understand. Are the index and exponents even or odd? Even or odd? If it's even, you use absolute value. If it's odd, you just can cancel out the index with the exponents. Okay? Questions? A little bit confusing. Okay, Chiara, thank you for the feedback. Thank you. We're going to practice on the quiz and hopefully we'll be able to understand. This is the kind of thing you need to practice a little bit. And you just need to identify, look at the exponent and the index and identify if it's even or odd. That's it. That's kind of simple, but we need to practice to be able to understand. Okay? Let's move now and work on the quiz, but before, if you know the answer, send me a message. Tell me, what do you think is the right answer? If the area of each face of the cube is cube root of 4, what is the volume? Help Bart Simpson. Let me see how many students are. You have a squared. A squared is the area of the face, but you need to find a cubed. But you can say a squared is equals, pay attention, to cube root of 2 squared, and you can rewrite this as cube root of 2 squared. It's the same thing. That means a squared equals cube root of 2 squared. This cube root of 2 equals to a. Cube root of 2 equals to a. Right? Now we want to find a cubed. What are you gonna do? You have cube root of 2 is a, and apply the exponent 3 cube. This is equals, is the same thing. Cube root of 2 cubed, and we can simplify cube and cube, and this is equals to 2. That is the right answer. A cubed is cube root of 2 cubed, and after you do the simplifications, you find a volume equals to 2 cubic units. Volume equals 2 cubic units. 2 is the right answer. Now, moving and working on the quiz. Today we have to simplify and write the answer as a fraction, not decimals. If there is no real solution, write NS. Let's check the first question. Cube root of negative 27. We have to find a number that if you apply the cube, if you apply exponent 3, is equals to negative 27, right? This is how we're gonna solve this kind of question. What kind of number you can you're gonna have here? And you can have a calculator and try a few numbers. If you use 3 exponents 3, you will have 27. But you want negative 27. So let's try negative 3. Negative 3 exponent 3 equals negative 27. That's right. So the answer, the number that's submitted to exponent 3 is equals to negative 27 is 3. You can rewrite negative 3 cubed. Okay. You have odd exponent, odd index. That means you can simplify. You just can simplify and write the answer as negative 3. because the index and the exponents are odds. Okay? Pretty simple. And you can check in your calculator. After you find the answer, you can check and compare with the answer you're going to find on your calculator. Let me show another example with an even index and exponent. If you have even. Letter O, I think is a good example. Letter O, this is square root of -5 squared, right? So if the exponent, the index and the exponent, they are even, we need to apply absolute value. And the answer you can simplify, but you need to apply absolute value on this number here, absolute value of -5, which is equals to 5. And you have when you have even exponent and index, you will have an answer that's going to be non-negative. That means is 0 or positive. Okay, it's going to be 0 or positive. All right, that's it. Now I give you give me 1 minute. I will check attendance, and later we can work on more questions, more examples. Just send me a message and let me know what are the questions you want me to work with you.